What's up, you red brick souls? This is Red Brick Bob coming at you. Um, was doing some things. I'm working on another project, but I ran across Fort Zevrev and a narrative they're giving us about Fort Zevrev, and that's in Russia. And the narrative they're changing because they're trying to get a handle, and they want to be the ones ushering in why these buildings look that way. Well, in 1970, a devastating fire broke out on Fort Zverev that raged for several weeks. When the fire finally subsided and the fort cooled down enough to enter the basement was completely unrecognizable. The inferno was so hot that it literally melted the red, or the bricks, they were red, we know that, above which dripped down like stalactites. I don't even know how to say that. Stalactites. Anyway, stalactites or whatever. It's not known what kind of material fueled the fire, but the nature of the damage was evident. That it was something that burned intensely hot. In any normal household fire, even very strong, brick does not melt. This requires a long enough temperature, not less than 1800 degrees centigrade. For comparison, a large gasoline fire will produce temperature of about 1100 degrees. Some speculate that the Russians were testing a new kind of weapon, possibly a high phosphorus containing compound similar to napalm that burned at temperatures in excess of 2000 degrees centigrade. According to another version, the fort was a cesspool of lubricants and decommissioned ammunition, bilge water, and waste from ships that was accidentally set by fire by careless tourists. The truth will never be known. Or it was that cow. Over and over, these fires do that. See, they try to write in a narrative to give you an explanation why they look that way, when meltology will tell you the truth. Now we'll look at some of these pictures of this meltification here that was all red bricks. Stalagmites, stalactites, whatever the geological term they want to give for the dripping stuff down. They'll say it's caused by mineral deposits, water, and so forth. And here they're giving you a narrative this was melted. But we tell you there was a cataclysmic event that occurred called the X Factor, and it melted this entire realm. It turned buildings into mountains and melted them so good in some areas. So that's just amazing, you know what I mean? And not so much that, their lie narrative they're giving us, but here again, more of this melted. And you found this out in the country somewhere, geology would tell you, oh, that's a cave. It's not. It's Fort Zevrev. Just like their stuff on the walls all over the place in these what they want to call caves. And there's no such thing as caves. They're pockets of survival of melted buildings with archways, spiral staircases, and red bricks and all kinds of different things that were formed in the melt. So there you see these beautiful archways that were melted and so forth. And we'll see some pictures of the outside of the building as well, of Fort Zevrev here as we go through. But no fire did this, folks. This was a catastrophic event that was in this entire realm. And geology tries to disprove that today. And this is another narrative to show you that these governments all work together to try to get a narrative handle on what us meltologists are saying. Writing in these lies, giving you new dates when buildings are built, and always changing. And that's what you have to do. If you have kids, the kid's story will always change when they're lying. Well, we're dealing with a bunch of kids, these geologists and these historians and these governments, because it's falling apart on them. The story, the narrative is falling apart on them as meltologists become wiser and understand what went on at a greater level than all these geologists combined. So you'll find this everywhere. Mark finds it. Spartan Red finds it. Red Brick Chick in Australia finds it. Daniel finds it, and Bruce finds it in New York. Same kind of stuff. But they didn't have that napalm fire that they were talking about like in Russia, because they're just writing a bullshit lie narrative. So everywhere it's being found. Mr. Meltology, we show you pictures over and over and over and do these beautiful memes. Even have beautiful music about this. Same stuff, same imagery. Excuse me. So just unbelievable. See, and there you see the bricks, and they all went melted, and they got melted more, and then geology will tell you, oh, that's not a brick, that's a this and that. See? Crazy. So there's a fort. It did it to the outside too, and the inside. Just devastated it. And that was the X factor, not this false flag they give us about this fire like they did about the Chicago cow kicking over the candle and causing that nuclear disaster in Chicago back then, So there it is. They repurpose a narrative of the truth which we give you, that this is a pocket of survival, and it was here when the meltification happened in this realm, and it survived. I'm doing a video about menorah and why they celebrate the menorah and why they use it, because I believe in meltology, and the meltologist, autodidactically teaching me that it was a sigil, a unit for grounding, a component for grounding systems, and a lot of these buildings that had those survived greater. And I'm doing a video to show that majority of all the repurposed insane asylums everywhere in the world were built all the same, like a menorah. Or if it wasn't a menorah, it was the horseshoe. It was the horseshoe. And again, to those who don't understand, meltology will teach you that in regard to electricity and telluric fields and the electromagnetic fields that we live on, and the ones that are still buried, that they talk about the Bermuda Triangle and all this. So there's that beautiful Fort Zverev. So we looped that. There we are, folks. Quick little video just to say that geology and world governments, the Smithsonian and Wikipedia, they want to write narrative crap stories about why this building ended up this way. And meltology will tell you the truth. Everywhere it's the same thing. But they didn't have it. No tourist did it. Okay? And this was done how we just don't understand, other than we live on a machine, and the machine was broken, and we had a massive one. There's books that explain it. Old books say that God melted this realm. Books like Enoch, books like Revelation, and so forth. So you have books, and many books that are not from us, and we look in the past of all these wars, and what were they doing? Burning these books. And these huge books, they were burning as well, and hiding from us, and hiding big people from us. So we got a big problem on our hands with this government and these liars, with the Smithsonian, UNESCO, and all these secret societies. So like, share, and subscribe. Get on board with Meltology. We need you. We need you all. Our numbers are growing. We need to get them huge and massive. We want the whole realm to wake up. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. I'm out of here. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Peace, everybody. Thank you all you meltologists out there. You're an inspiration. Later.